Hey guys, welcome and welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Sierra, and we're actually diving into Degrassi Junior High and Degrassi High characters this time. We finished up with everybody I can possibly think of for Degrassi Next Generation, and Degrassi Next Class. I covered as many people as possible, minus a few that I just didn't care to. But let's hop on into Degrassi Junior High, and we have to start off with, obviously, the first character that we meet, and that is Stephanie Kaye. So who is Stephanie Kaye? Stephanie Kaye, well, technically, her last name is, well, her parents got divorced, so she takes her mom's last name, and her half-brother is Arthur. They're half-brothers? I mean, half-siblings? I believe they're half-siblings, or step-siblings at the very least. No, they're full siblings. They're full siblings. Their parents just divorced. My bad. Arthur's her brother. Parents are divorced. She is, well, at least what we have an idea of is that she's like a good girl. But obviously, we know things change. She's very studious. But let's hop into the mess. She's introduced in season 1 in the first episode, which is all about her, which is Kiss Me, Steph. So she walks into school and Arthur tries to talk to her, but she's like, no one can know that we're related. like if mom can take her last name, I can take hers too. Like, I don't want any connection to y'all. Leave me alone. And this is the year that she wants to reinvent her image. And so she starts to dress up differently. She literally goes to the bathroom and Vula's in there, her best friend, and she changes. She's like, oh my God, we got to be more mature. Okay, girl, whatever. Mm-hmm. And while in the bathroom, they overhear about the school presidency, school elections coming up. And so she's like, maybe I should run. And Vula's like, yeah, you should. And so she does. And the thing is, though, when Stephanie runs, she's using her underage appeal. I'm not even gonna say the other word, the word that actually goes with appeal, because she's underage. Her underage appeal. And so she's using that to like get the guys to like vote for her. And all of the guys, every single guy you can think of in Degrassi Junior High is like, whoa, BLT, Wheels, Joey. Even Joey's like, you know what? I'm going to become like your new image consultant, your political manager, whatever the person is, the person who helped her run. And so Joey shows up in class later and like starts to flirt with her. And that's when later, like a little bit later, that's when Stephanie gives her speech for the election rally. And after the speech, Joey tells her that the crowd loved her and he starts flirting with her again. Wheels then says that he'll vote for her if he gets a kiss. And that's when all of the guys start lining up in order to give Stephanie a kiss. It's on the cheek, still weird. But they're all like, oh, I'll vote for you, Steph, if you let me give you a kiss. And she's like, okay. Vula is very annoyed with this tactic that Stephanie's using. And Vula tells her, like, well, kissing has nothing to do with the actual campaign. It has nothing to do with the election whatsoever. Stephanie's like, oh, it's only politics, and it's working because she's getting the boys to vote for her. Vula's like, no. Later, Stephanie delivers another speech to the crowd and thanks Joey for being there since the beginning, which pisses Vula off because Vula's the one that even helped her out in the first place. Stephanie's just appealing to these boys' needs or whatever. It's very annoying. And so I get Vula's standpoint, because I'll be like, girl, I'm the one that made your ass. First of all, let's start there. Okay? Second of all, it's Joey. Not in a bad way, but it's Joey. Like, I'm gonna need y'all to, like, simmer the hell down. Thank you very much. And later, Stephanie's announced as the new school president during class, and she smiles at Vula, who's still upset. And Stephanie tries to talk to her when the bell rings, but Vula continues to walk off. Stephanie then approaches Vula on the stairs, who is still upset. And Vula tells Stephanie that she used her and tells her that she doesn't want to be friends with her anymore and that she's a selfish baby and she can figure out how to do this thing on her own and how to deal with her own image. Yeah. Also, that's when Stephanie comes to find out, like right before, and she was about to leave for something. I forgot what she was going to do. But that's when her AP was like, oh, did you just start, create your speech for the after school, for like, after school speech and for the PTO or whatever. She's like, what? They're like, yeah, these are the things you have to do. Stephanie didn't think all that through. She just wanted to be popular. She just wanted to make a name for herself, but she didn't think about like the parts that come with doing that thing. It's not a popularity contest. It's not just straight up popularity. To be a school president, you actually have to like do shit. In the big dance, Stephanie approaches Vula, Erica, and Heather. She tries to talk to Vula, but Vula's still angry. Stephanie walks into class the next day with Erica and Heather when she says that she thinks Wheels is sexy. Ew. Joey then comes into class and starts to flirt with her again, but she doesn't show any interest in him. Later on, Stephanie asks Wheels if they can go to the dance together, and he's like, yeah, shit. Stephanie, Erica, and Heather go to Lucy's house to prepare for the dance, and Steph needs somewhere to change. She sees Vula on her way upstairs to change, but Vula leaves early for the dance because of her curfew. When Stephanie comes downstairs after changing, Erica and Heather are by Lucy's parents' alcohol bottles, and she decides that she's going to drink some of it too, and she shows up drunk to the dance. Before getting to the dance with Will, Stephanie ends up having to run to the washroom to throw up, and she starts to feel sick, and then she leaves. In the episode The Experiment, Joey and Wheels are at a diner when Stephanie comes to them and confronts Joey because she heard he was selling drugs, and she tells him that she doesn't care what he thinks, but drugs are dangerous. Joey reassures her that he wouldn't sell drugs or even take them, but they, Melanie and Kathleen, wanted drugs, so he sold them vitamin pills. This is our first instance of vitamin pills and drugs being flip-flopped. That's funny. In the cover-up, Stephanie makes another attempt to talk to Vula, but Vula still doesn't want to talk to her. Vula then asks Stephanie if she's going to be dressed in her new image, which she says she is, but Vula reminds her that her mother will see it, and Steph leaves very conflicted. And in class, Stephanie asks for Vula's advice, who once again doesn't give her an answer and tells Stephanie that it's her problem if she doesn't know what to wear for picture day. Exactly. It's like, well, you want to look hot, but your mom's going to see the pictures. So it seems like a you problem, which facts. Stephanie eventually decides to wear her new image clothing to picture day. In the Great Race, Stephanie enters the locker room where LD, Caitlin, and Susie are getting ready for the race. She is seen again at the start of the race in order to announce the start. In Best Laid Plans, Stephanie asks out Wheels to a movie on Friday, and he says yes. In the washroom, Stephanie apologizes to Vula for the dance incident and for thanking Joey rather than her, but she doesn't give Stephanie the time of day. Vula is holding this grudge tight, okay? I don't blame her. She holding it real tight, okay? Erica and Heather then enter the washroom and they discuss the date. Stephanie visits her mother at her work to find out that her mother has a date on Friday as well, at the same time as her. Stephanie is talking to Erica and Heather about the date when Erica asks her what she would do if he tried anything, and she says she let him because she had been on dates before. She could handle it. At dinner, Stephanie asks her mom when the first time she had sex was, but after bringing it up, she quickly drops the subject. Stephanie is approached in the washroom by Vula, who asks her if she's really going to do it. She's really going to, hook up with Wheels. Stephanie tells her that she wants Wheels to like her and that maybe she wants to do it too. Vula apologizes for calling her a sleaze. Joey and Wheels go to the pharmacy, and Stephanie's mother sells condoms to Wheels, not knowing that Wheels is literally trying to take her daughter's virginity, obviously. She also gives him a pamphlet, a sex education pamphlet, and she also brings pamphlets home for her kids. So when Wheels arrives at Stephanie's house at the same time for the date, Miss K recognizes him and then tells him to leave and then grounds Stephanie. I mean, it's the mullet. The mullet's a dead giveaway, Wheels, okay? It's kind of hard to not recognize you. I'm just saying. It's also like Joy Jeremiah in that damn hat. Literally, it's that's Joy Jeremiah, especially if he's gonna wear that damn hat everywhere, okay? In Revolution, Stephanie is walking in the hall when Joey starts to hit on her again, but she doesn't seem interested in him and continues talking with Erica and Heather. Stephanie asks Wheels out to a movie again, but he turns her down to study. Stephanie's pissed and embarrassed by Wheels and decides that she's going to pretend to like Joey in order to get Wheels jealous. In the library, Wheels overheard Erica and Heather talking about how Stephanie is just using Joey to get back at him. Wheels go to Wills goes to class to inform Joey about what he just heard. Joey doesn't believe him, but Wills tells him to ask Erica and Heather if he doesn't believe it. After finding out that Stephanie was just using him to get back at Wills, Joey resigns as sports rep, and the 7th graders stop campaigning to impeach Stephanie, and Stephanie walks home with Arthur. And let's move on to season 2, because this is the last time we got her. We ain't got her anywhere else after that. In Egbert, Stephanie is shown at her locker throwing out all of her clothes from last term. Alexa approaches her and asks why she's throwing out all of her clothes, and Stephanie says that it's that because she's school president and she needs to be more mature. She can't be wearing that clothing, even though she wore the clothing in the first place to look mature. Anyway, moving on. It's like 12-year-old logic. Doesn't make any sense anyway. We're just gonna let it go. But Alexa's like, oh, can I take some of these clothes? Stephanie's like, sure, take it. Mr. Radich introduces Simon, who's a new student to the class. And both Stephanie and Alexa express interest in him. Later on, Stephanie is sitting on the steps at the school talking about Simon with Erica and Heather. Stephanie is sure that it's Simon in a commercial she's seen, but is too nervous to ask him about it. And Heather encourages her to just ask him if she wants to know. After class, Stephanie tries to approach Simon in the hall, but she doesn't. When she sees him talking to Alexa, he walks away after speaking with Alexa, who then tells Stephanie when she walks up that she asked Simon to Lucy's party that night, and he said yes. At the party, Stephanie is standing near where Simon and Alexa are talking, and when Alexa walks away to get him a drink, she overhears Simon telling Snake that he thinks Alexa is cool and he loves the way that she dresses. When Alexa is walking back towards Simon, Stephanie tells her that she wants her clothes back, but Alexa doesn't want to give them back. In a helping hand, Alexa gives the clothes back to Stephanie after getting in trouble for wearing them with her parents. In fight, Stephanie is back to her old style of clothing, and she is still interested in Simon, but Erica and Heather encourage her to just give up because he's going for Alexa. But she's like, nah, I'm gonna get him, girl. He been gone, okay? As we know, for the rest of Degrassi Junior High and Degrassi High, and even the Degrassi, what was it, School's Out summer special, Alexa and Simon is endgame, babe. You ain't had no chance, okay? It's cute that you tried, though, you know. Notes. Where did I leave off at? Stephanie pretends to hurt her ankle in front of Simon to get his attention, but Arthur, who was nearby, tries to help her and tells Simon to stay away, and so Simon walks off. On the way home, Arthur tells Stephanie that their father is reopening the divorce between their parents to gain custody of both Arthur and Stephanie, which upsets her. In the hall, Stephanie approaches Simon and asks him if she would like to help on the dance community for the upcoming dance. Simon says that he'd like to help it and that they can talk on the way to the fight. And Stephanie takes the acceptance as they got a date, which confuses Erica and Heather because it doesn't look like he's broken up with Alexa yet. But Stephanie says he just hasn't broken up with her yet, and it's only a matter of time until he does. Stephanie meets Simon out in front of the school, and she takes his hand and starts to walk to the fight. But Simon stops, telling her that they need to wait for Alexa, who wants to help out because she loves dances. Stephanie takes Simon to the side and asks him why he doesn't want to go out with her because she really likes him. Simon tells Stephanie that he likes her too, but he's going with Alexa. Alexa shows up, and Stephanie decides that she doesn't want to go anymore and tells him that she forgot something in her locker, and they leave. Later on at school, Erica and Heather approach Stephanie and to ask her how it went with Simon, and she tells them nothing happened. They ask her what's up, and she tells them that it's nothing and that her whole life is just falling apart. In Dog Day, Stephanie is having thoughts and dreams of walking across the bridge. Her mother wakes her up for school. Stephanie expresses that she isn't feeling well, but her mother encourages her to go to school. And when her mom leaves, she says, I wish I was dead. It's like, oh, okay. How we get here, you know. On the way up to school, Arthur approaches Stephanie to show her a dog in his bag named Phil, saying that it followed him home. Stephanie tells Erica and Heather that she can't wait until her mother and boyfriend break up because she blew Stephanie off for a date with him. She tells him that her life is a disaster and she might as well just herself. Heather tells her to not joke about that because it isn't funny, to which Stephanie responds, who's joking? Okay. Well, we're going through a lot right now. During class, Stephanie is having more thoughts from her bridge dream, and Mr. Radich speaks with Stephanie after class, and he notices her attitude has changed, and it seems like she's losing interest. And as she's leaving, Radich informs her that if she needs to talk to anyone, the faculty is there. At dinner, Miss Kaye announces to Stephanie and Arthur that her and her boyfriend Jerry are getting married. In Mr. Radich's class later, Stephanie's seat is empty, and her thoughts about being on the bridge continue. Arthur leaves the house with Phil, and after her mother notices it, Stephanie leaves to find him at the park on the swings. Arthur's upset and is afraid that he will need to give up Phil, but Stephanie apologizes and tells him that they can talk to their mother about it together. In past tense, Stephanie is walking into class when Joey is pleading with her to allow Zip Remedy to play at the dance. She tells him to ask Mr. Lawrence. He tells her that she's school president, so Mr. Lawrence would let them if she gets approval, and she agrees to let them play one song at the dance. When Stephanie is walking through the halls with Erica and Heather, she sees the grade 7s preparing for the grade 8 dance. As they're walking away, the grade 7s talk about how it isn't fair that they have to plan the dance that they can't go to. Kayleen and Susie are in the main office when Doris informs them that due to the shifting population patterns, there's going to be a grade 9 at Degrassi. They then inform the rest of their grade about this change, and they're upset. Stephanie's walking away with Erica and Heather when grade 7s approach them and tell them since they aren't really graduating, since they're not really graduating, they're not working on the dance. Stephanie later ends up allowing the grade 7s to come to the dance so they can plan it. And that's it for Stephanie. We don't see her any other time, which is weird. But anyway, just from this little bit of time of Stephanie on the show, I mean, she's fine. Like, you know, she's just being a teenager. She's being a preteen / teenager, just going through it. I mean, I get, like, you know, wanting to reinvent yourself and, like, be different for the school year. So I can't really comment on much because I get it. I get quite a bit of this. And also with just, like, her parents getting divorced, her dad trying to get custody of them, her mom getting married. That's a lot going on, okay? So I get that completely. Like, when there's so much going on, things just, like, spiral. Because I can definitely relate to her when it comes to that. Because, like, what was it? I was in 7th grade. It was 7th grade before, because my parents were engaged, and they were married. They had gotten married. I lost my great grandmother, who I was really close to because I was pretty much raised by my grandparents and my great grandparents and, like, cousins and stuff like that. So I knew my great grandma, like, very, very well. Like, I knew her very, very well. So that loss hit me, and then having to move was a huge shift, and then going to a whole different school district was completely different change, and that was a lot on me mentally. So I definitely can sympathize and empathize with Stephanie and all the changes going on in her family, because that's a lot. Okay, that's too much for these kids to be going through. I'd be like, look, if y'all can't get it together, I swear for God, get it together, please and thank you. But I will say, though, when it came to the whole Wheels situation, Stephanie wasn't gonna hook up with him anyway. She wasn't. And I feel like Wheels wouldn't have done it either. I feel like this would have been very much a Ashley and Jimmy situation where everyone is, like, encouraging them or, like, putting it in their heads to think about it, but in reality they wouldn't have done it anyway. I really feel like Wheels would have just sat on the bed twiddling his thumbs or something like that, and nothing would have happened anyway. But it's just the fact that Stephanie's mom recognized him. That's what ruined everything. Like, Wheels, your face is very hard to forget. Any lessons learned? Not really. I mean, well, your friends, your friends are your day ones, okay? Don't let these little ugly boys interfere with your friendships. Don't let these little boys, get you in your head, okay? Don't let them inflate your ego because everybody want to try to kiss you on the cheek. That's just everyone trying to get male attention, and I'm not mad at her for that, but let's just focus on the fact that your friend was the one that was your day one. Let's put some emphasis on friendship. Friendship is more important than any dude. Got it? That's it. I think that's the only message I have. And if you like this video, be sure to like it, comment below what do you think about Stephanie Kaye, and until next time, stay magical. Bye. Mwah.